What's up, John? What's up, Sean 47 Speed Run? Hope everybody's doing well. Making my way back home from Florida for the weekend. We drove out on Thursday afternoon. Now we're headed back. Johnny's in the house. What's up, Arzu in Zoo? Headed back home. I just crossed the Texas border. So we are officially in Texas. We still got a couple hours to go. We are officially back in Texas. We are running a little bit later than we expected. So they built the first Buc-ee's outside of Texas, and they built it in Alabama, and it's right off of I-10, right before you get to Florida. So we stopped there on our way out this morning, and let me tell you, it was the craziest. I mean, I've seen some really busy Buc-ee's, but this was nuts. And it took us, we were in the store for about 15 minutes, but it took us almost an hour to get out of the parking lot. It was insane. There were that many cars, all bottlenecked, trying to get out to the road, and cars are just filling in as fast as they go out. It was just nuts. Yeah, the roads are pretty rough right here, Mark, and they've been that way for years, man. Right on both sides of the border. I feel like both states kind of neglect this area a little bit, but I do see they are starting to try to work on some of it. So, yeah. Yeah, I think the Buc-ee's by Orange Beach is the one I'm talking about. So that's the first one they built outside of Texas, as far as I know. Right there in Alabama. And it was, for lack of a better term, a madhouse. For sure. So I'll be going on with Oregon Stacker, as I have been the last few Sunday nights. Sean, it is a, how to explain it? I don't want to call it a gas station, but it's a gas station. It's a very large gas station. They have like 100 gas pumps. It's just a huge store. They have just everything you could think of inside. They have awesome, like, gift type of stuff. They have great t-shirts. Mrs. Mad has like 17 different Buc-ee's t-shirts. I buy her Buc-ee's t-shirt like once a month, it seems like. So they come out with new shirts all the time, and it's just like, for Valentine's Day, there was one with the beaver on it. It's like some Buc-ee loves you. And there's one I'm looking for now, but I haven't been able to find her size. They're all like really big or like kids. And she wears her shirt size is small, and I can't find, but you know, she loves gardening, and there's one they have out now that's got the beaver and a big sunflower on it. It says, "You are my sunshine." And I've been trying to find that one for her, but I can't seem to find it. And I'm afraid it's going to be gone before I ever get one. So, yeah, if you want to, like, Google Buc-ee's, that might be the best way to explain it. I'm sure there's lots of videos and stuff like that, but I mean, they have the best kolaches, they have great beef jerky, they're bringing Texas brisket and sausage into Alabama, so that's good. Those folks over there get to experience that kind of thing. Just all around great stuff. They have these things called beaver nuggets that people are crazy for. Mrs. Mad likes the salted caramel beaver nuggets, and she goes nuts for them. My grandmother lives up in the Dallas area, and she likes just the regular one, so every time I head that way, I always bring her a bag. But I very rarely will pass a Buc-ee's and not stop. So it's typically going to be on the outskirts of a big town, or even on the highway of a small town between major cities. It's not like the kind of store they throw inside of the middle of a town or anything like that. It's always going to be on a major highway, always going to be either outside or in between major cities. So it's a spot for a lot of people that are traveling long distances to stop. And they usually start throwing up billboards like 100 miles before, because they're really known for their restrooms. They've got like, say, 20 stalls and another 40 urinals in the men's bathroom. And they've got like 2 people around the clock. There's always like literally people in there working, you know, full-time shifts. They don't leave the bathroom. So they're the cleanest bathrooms you could ever think to use. They just, like, when you go in and use the bathroom, somebody goes in behind you to clean. Like, it's that crazy. And they pay their bottom level pay starts at like, I want to say $17 or 15 to 19 bucks, something like that, which is like double the minimum wage down here, if not higher than double. So they take care of their people. The guy that started the franchise, his nickname growing up was Beaver, and he's from a town not far from where I grew up in Wharton, Texas. It's a town called Lake Jackson, and he started the first store down there in the Lake Jackson area, and it's just kind of blew up and spread from there. So pretty cool. I did pick up some cool stuff. I'll tell you what, the LCSs in Florida, at least in the part of Florida I was in, have lost their mind. I went to this one LCS called the Blue Dolphin. It was kind of a little hole in the wall spot. The guy was only open like 3 days a week. He was 87. Great conversation with the dude. He had a lot of, like, you know, older stuff, not much for a stacker. I did pick up some casino tokens from him, you know, the ones that are, you know, 0.6 of an ounce, and they've got the bronze around them. He had a nice selection of those, so I picked up some of those from him. Yeah, Phil Guy, I'm on my way back from Florida. I just hit the Texas state line, so about 2 hours from home. And I asked that guy, I said, hey, are there any other coin shops around here? And he said, no, there used to be one over in Niceville, but he died. There was one over in such and such, but he died last year. He's like, I'm the only one left. And I was like, wow, buddy, it's not going to be long before you're gone. So who's going to take over here? But yeah, he was cool. He's been doing the coin thing for a long time. Apparently, his main gig is stump grinding. He's a stump grinder. So he only opens a coin shop a few days a week, which, you know, I've never met a stump grinder before, much less an 87-year-old one. So that was kind of cool. And so I made my way down towards Destin, a place called Fort Walton Beach over near Destin. I stopped by this one place called the Silver Mine, and they had an amazing selection of stuff. And then I realized why they had so much stuff, because of what they were asking for. They were selling random day ASEs for 45 bucks. And I say, well, if you're selling for 45, how much are you buying them for? Why is that, Phil Guy? What's wrong with Texas and Florida? Too red for you, buddy? So anyways, the guy said they were buying for 23 bucks. And I said, wait a minute, you're telling me that you're selling for 45, but you're only buying for 23? I said, what kind of nonsense is that, bro? He said, oh, well, you know, all the ones that we have in stock now, we had to pay a much higher price for. I said, well, I mean, if I come to sell something to you, you don't think that, you don't expect me to believe that you're going to pay me based on what I paid for it, do you? And he said, no. I said, then why the hell would I pay a higher price for your silver because you paid more for it? That doesn't make any sense. Like, you're trying to play both sides of the fence here, and that's like, well, you know, we just rather keep it. And that's exactly what you're doing. Like, you have a store, but you're stacking. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And then I went to this other guy, I think it was called Silver and Gold Exchange or something like that, down kind of near the beach. And he was pretty cool. What's up, Nate? He was pretty cool. He was a little car salesman, kind of like, you know, I walked in there, I probably had between $300 and $400 cash in my pocket. I wasn't looking for anything crazy, but he keeps trying to, like, he's like, oh, you know, hey, I've got this bag if you want to buy $1,000 face worth of walkers. I was like, no, I don't. And like, he wanted 25 times face for walkers, and I was like, yeah, that's high. And I was like, I don't know if this is a Florida thing or if that's just this area thing, but you guys are way higher than the LCSs in Texas. You know, he did have a few items that I've never seen before. I didn't really like the prices on them, but I did grab them. Roll down your window, son. Roll it up. You rolled down your window. Can you roll it up? Thank you. He did have some items that I had to grab a hold of. So needless to say, everything I had in my pocket stayed there. Yeah, crazy LCSs in Florida. Crazy. I would like to, I'm going to see if I can't get my sister-in-law to maybe start grabbing some boxes from the banks. And I think it'd be interesting to coin roll hunt some boxes from Florida and see what kind of stuff they got going on down there. I think that would be pretty cool. Florida, crazy uncle lives there. In Texas, I had a very bad experience there. Okay. Florida has a state sales tax. I don't think they have a tax on silver. I got quarters this week at LCS for, yeah, I can still get junk at 20 times face. Yeah, I mean, I would say there's a McDonald's every 5 minutes everywhere. It's not a Texas or Florida thing. And even more than McDonald's is Subway. They, you know, Subway has more real estate, if you will, than McDonald's does in this country. Which is crazy. Yeah, I would suggest boycotting all fast food altogether, as much as you can. It's hard to do in this world we live in, but boycott any of it, do. I saw Subway had a thing out recently that they apparently their tuna fish came back as possibly no actual tuna fish in there. But in the same article, it kind of debunked itself, saying it could be the fact that we just can't get a good read on the DNA because of the way it's processed. So we're not 100% sure. Oh, you saw that, Sean? Yeah, I was reading the article, I was like, oh man, that's crazy. And then at the bottom, they're like, basically contradicting everything they said is possibly false. I was like, that's kind of stupid. I don't know who Subway spokesperson is now. I very rarely catch TV, so commercials are kind of not a thing for me. go, passing Fort Arthur. Yeah, we've got Direct TV. It's like a combo thing with our internet, and we've moved it with us when we moved, and it's like we're literally waiting. I think it's in September or August. No, it's September. Our 2-year contract thing is up in September, because when we moved, in order to get them to move all our internet and everything, like, you know, without breaking the contract, you could sign up for another 2 years, and they did all that for free or whatever it was. So we'll be getting rid of that. Once that contract is up, we'll just keep the internet and get rid of the Direct TV, because I mean, let's be honest, you can get anything you want on demand these days. So I mean, between Netflix, Disney Plus, Prime, and you know, that kind of stuff. So I think with Disney Plus, we probably have Hulu as well. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's an option. So I don't think there's anything that anybody would want to watch that we couldn't find another way, instead of paying, you know, $150 a month to watch it. So looking forward to getting rid of that, cutting that cord. I mean, it's going to be a la carte, right? Cable companies are going to lose out if they don't start letting people buy cable packages by the channel. You know what I mean? Instead of making you say, hey, this package includes these channels, but it also includes all these other ones you don't want. So a lot of people are going to start going to the streaming services so they can literally pick a la carte by the show. We got a Roku, and the wife and kids use it. I don't watch it. Yeah, so I think all but one of our TVs in our house is a Roku TV, and the other one's a Fire TV. So all the apps are on the TVs. Yeah, I mean, other than like when it's time to like go to bed, very rarely is there myself or Mrs. Mad. It's like TV's a bedtime thing, and making it through the show doesn't even happen. Amazon Fire Stick on every TV in our house. I got an Amazon Fire Stick from my brother one time, and it was super complicating to me. I don't care enough about it to take the time to figure it out, so I probably gave up on it pretty quick, but it's still there in the TV. But I think the Fire Stick now is just the same as having like a Amazon Fire TV, right? We have Netflix and Prime and Discovery Plus, saving $150 a month. Yeah, that's exactly what we're, because we're paying for Netflix and Disney and all that now. So on top of the cable, so we could cut the cable and still have all the program we wanted from what we already have on the side or whatever. The only thing about streaming is you can't fast forward past the commercials. Yeah, but pay $150 a month. I mean, on Netflix there are no commercials, right? There you go, Johnny. Yeah, I couldn't figure it out. I gave up on it. I love Roku though. Love Roku. Excited to show some cool stuff that I found off on the auction tonight with Oregon Stacker. That's going to be fun. I think that kicks off at I guess 6:30 Pacific, which 8:30 my time. About 2 hours from now. I did find my first two. I was always told that there were silver bicentennial half dollars, but I've never seen one. Like, I've never found one before. So the only proof I've ever found was a Benji. The only silver proof I've ever found was a Benji. And I don't know if these were proofs at one time. They were both really dirty, but they were both S. So I'm assuming they're 90%ers. I hadn't had a chance to look it up yet. I don't imagine they would have made 40%ers that late in the game, so I'm pretty sure they're 90%ers. But I found two in one box Friday night. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, kids are tech support for sure. Yeah, the first time we got our Fire Stick set up, my nephew was the one that did it. Jailbreaking it, he called it. And I was like, okay, cool. It's like, oh, we're getting movies from China. The subtitles, that's weird. So, Perplexed Mind leaves a comment saying, don't read comments. I feel like that was a setup. Yeah, it's crazy, Jags. I see it over and over. Lots of some people deeper than others. P did a great job today. I was so proud of him. I was so proud of him. And when that one time Oregon and Plumber went silent, I knew exactly what they were doing. I knew it. I just didn't want to say anything, and then he was kind of like, he just kind of kept going with it. I was like, they are letting him figure it out to see how he does on his own. He did great. They came back and they're like, you passed the test. But yeah, I knew it's the minute they went silent, that was the first thing that popped in my head. Yeah, a lot of people have their favorites, you know, and that rotates too. So, yeah, Saka Plata does a fun, his auction is fun. He does a good job. It's his daughter, I think, that helps him, right? Gigi or something like that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. He does a good job. Yeah, that's it, Jag. I mean, a lot of people think, you can get good deals at auctions. Like I don't go crazy at auctions, but at the right price, I pick up stuff all the time. You know what I mean? And a lot of times it's like after the auction or before the auction or on the side during the auction. Sometimes you'd be surprised. A lot of times people are just they just don't want to offer because they're afraid they're going to offend somebody. And I can't say I've never pissed anybody off with an offer because I probably have. But I've got a price I'm willing to pay for it, and of course they want to sell it for as much as they can. But if they're not able to sell it, and I make an offer, you never know. It may be something that works for them. And sometimes I get what I consider to be a good deal. Debbie Silvertrap, what is up? And I can tell you, even putting on auctions, Murder Plague, last Sunday I think I had maybe 4 or 5 items go for less than what I paid for them. I mean, nothing too crazy. One of them was like $7 less than what I paid for it. But that was fine because I was trading Flatline Racer. He was buying some items, but instead of paying me, he was paying me in work for logos or not logos, but graphic design. I guess is probably the better word for it. It's much more than a logo. He did the new Madhouse Premiere Train logos for me. He made a new video intro and banner, so it was still well worth it. But every now and then, when you're auctioning, sometimes stuff goes for less than you paid for it. Especially if you get to acting up an Oregon stream and doing everything at a buck and go. It happens. Train. Well, we moved it back an hour, so that helps. And then this week I was short 2 spots, so I had to start and end the train, and then we had to push the start time back for 15 minutes because poor Will's Treasure's computer just completely busted on him, and he couldn't get it done. Yeah, and that's fine, Debbie Silvertrap, because here's what I tell people too. Like, it's great to find pieces that you want in an auction, but if that's your main stacking strategy, that's probably not the best strategy. But, you're paying for more than just the item during the auction. You're paying for the attention, you're paying for the auctioneer's time, you're paying not just for their time during the stream, you're paying for their time after the stream to pack it all up and send it to you. You're paying for the entertainment of the person putting on the auction, all those different things, right? It's not just, a lot of people, every now and then you'll see somebody come in a stream and get mad at an auction. Like, these prices are ridiculous. Well, nobody's ever been forced to pay anything, right? It is an auction, but you're not just buying, you're not there to buy silver. If you went to buy a coin at your LCS, and your LCS, you're like, hey, I want to buy this coin from you, but can you hang out with me for the next 3 hours and talk to me? He's going to want more for that coin. You know what I mean? And if you want him to shout out everybody in the store, hey, this guy's buying this awesome coin, like, you're going to have to pay him more for that. that's just kind of the way it works. So people need to realize that it's not just the silver they're buying in that auction. Yeah, Sean, I would do that, but you know that's against YouTube's rules, and I'm just not willing to. I'm not willing to risk that. I mean, I would love to do the wheels that like the Silvermans and everybody do. I think those are so fun. I'd love to put on wheels like that, and I know I'd be damn good at running it. It's just you know that's against the rules. And I know a lot of people are getting away with it, but at some point, what if they don't? So from the part of Florida where we were to where I live, if we didn't stop at all, it would be just over 8 hours. But it usually works out to about a 10-hour trip. After, you know, stopping for gas 3 times, stopping at the restroom a time or 2, getting something to eat, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, Sean, when you do a giveaway that you have to spend money to get involved in, that's against the rules. And those raffles, 100% against the rules. They will shut a channel down for that shit. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of people get away with it for a long time, and that's great. I'm building for the second time, and I'm just not willing to risk it. Yeah, it is. It's considered gambling, and it's against YouTube's rules. Even the way Stormin does it, where you know he says, "Oh, you know, you donate for a roll and then you get in." Also against the rules, because you have to pay to get in a giveaway. So people try to find little gray areas and things like that, and I participate in all those people's deals. I love them. I'm not willing to do it. I was on the brink one night after like 2 or 3 months. I was so frustrated with not being able to get monetized. I was like, screw it, I'm gonna do a wheel. And Empire Precious Metal, Stormy of all people, I guess was lurking in the stream, and he like pops and he's like, don't do it, Mad. And then he sends me this long email, and he's like, I'm telling you, you'll never be able to get your problem fixed if you get in trouble now. And I was like, yeah, you got a point. So you kind of talked me off the ledge there. So I'll just be a participator. Plumber numbers. I won on a plumber number today. Got me a Geiger. will be streaming on Oregon's tonight. I believe it'll be me, Oregon, SC Stacker, and possibly Steve looking for silver. That's who it's been the four of us the last couple weeks. So I'm assuming those other guys will be there again as well. It's always a good time. Picked up a Trumpinator round in Florida that I can't wait to show. It's pretty freaking awesome. It was a little higher than I would have liked, but I could not pick it up. Alright guys, I kind of run out of stuff to talk about unless anybody has any questions for me. I can go ahead and wrap it up, and we'll see y'all in a little under 2 hours, about an hour and 45 minutes over at Oregon's house. Hope to see y'all there. Oh, we did break the 750 mark over the weekend, so I'll be doing an announcement video for shout out prize and main giveaway prize, and we'll pick a date for the stream so we can have a madhouse party for the 750, and we'll probably be hitting 1,000 not too long after that, because we already shot right into 850, so 150 to go for the big number. So be looking forward to that. And we'll catch you guys tonight. Ronnie says, I just like watching the highway. Your blood is half Red Bull. That's funny. All right, guys, I'm gonna sign off. I'll see y'all in a little bit at Oregon's. Y'all be good.